notice today that my background is not as clean and fluid as it normally is when I film with this background. And that's because today's video, in collaboration with Erica from Hitchcock Madrona, and at the time that I'm filming this, I don't think we've decided on an actual title. It's something akin to a fashion personality sort of video. Erica is a sort of online YouTube, Instagram friend of mine. Hitchcock Madrona is a women's accessories boutique in Seattle. I watched so many of her videos. I know her little like spiel for Hitchcock Madrona by heart. She has her own YouTube channel. I watch her very regularly. I talked about her cuff bracelet in my last wish list video. And so we just thought it would be fun to do a little collaboration. We have very different personal styles, and so I think that it will be really interesting to watch me and watch her. She has a lot of fun with fashion. She's very into sort of like costume, modern and avant-garde, and all of these things that I don't do. Like, I do not take fashion risks at all. I'm much more sort of like classic, I guess, in my approach. Some may say boring and uninspired. I say, well, we'll get to that. It gets covered in the questions. I will have Erica's channel information down below, so make sure that you go watch her video as well. Make sure you told her that I sent you, and I hope that you enjoy her content. So let's just get into my fashion personality. First question, 5 words to describe your personal style. And do you have anything to show us regarding those words? Okay. It was quite, I guess, easy for me because, like I said, I feel like my style is pretty consistent. First, I feel my personal style is considered, or a synonym would be edited. So I'm definitely a less is more kind of person when it comes to my style. As you can see, I'm usually quite simple, and I like to do a balance between clothing, accessories, and makeup. So a lot of times I'll consider like a bright lipstick to be like part of my outfit. I mean, I guess that's probably quite obvious. But second is feminine. I do think that I like very feminine detailing on clothing. I love like lace detailing. Things are like already becoming a mess rapidly. I really love like lace detailing, as you can see on these 2 pieces. This is just a sort of hunter forest green Anthropology top. This is a Zara top with lace detailing. I like kind of like ruffle detailing, like sometimes around the bust as well. I'm pretty modest in the bust department, so I like accents around that area. But yeah, like in general, I did a little reflecting on my Pinterest board to sort of take stock of, and it figures into some of the other questions as well. But yeah, I would definitely say I'm quite feminine in my style. The third would be refined / tailored. I guess refined is sort of also falls in the same camp as being considered. Tailored in the sense that all my clothes are very form-fitting for the most part. And this also ties into a following question. I don't feel that I look good in oversized clothing because I'm relatively petite. I am 5'3", barely. I'm about a US size 4, and I just feel that I get very, like, I just look bigger than I want to look when I'm in flowy, baggy clothing. So having clothing that's tailored is quite important to me. The fourth word is effortless. I never like to look like I'm trying too hard. I just sort of like to look, it's like I threw this on and I look polished sort of vibe. And then the fifth is, I don't know. I've never lived in France or Paris, but I like to think that I have an aspiring Parisienne type of style. At least that's sort of my style idolization, I suppose. And I know like the French girl vibe has like just totally had a moment, but I've been into that whole aesthetic for quite a while. Okay, second question. Where do you derive your fashion inspiration from / who are your style icons? This was a little bit difficult for me because I'm actually not, like, I'm much more into beauty than I am into fashion, actually. Fashion is not like my one true love, the way that I feel like beauty products and like skincare and makeup and that whole realm has been. For me, fashion can't really be divorced from how you present yourself and hold yourself, basically like your energies. So for me, it's not even really like the clothes themselves, it's someone's like air and energy. There was a good discussion about this on a recent Bitch Sesh podcast, if any of you watch the New York City Housewives, they distilled the difference between Carol Radziwill, who always looks great and she can pull off, you know, bold fashion choices, whereas Bethany, who obviously has like a great personal stylist and can wear interesting clothing, she doesn't pull them off in the same way that Carol does. So Alexa Chung, I've always just thought that she's so like effortless, cool girl, edgy. I just have always really liked her vibe. The first time I sort of fell in love with her was through a Lisa Eldridge video, and Lisa Eldridge would definitely also be a style icon. Actually, I think that she has a very feminine style. She wears a lot of like loose silk blouses, and I feel like everything's very tailored for the most part, so I think she always just looks like so polished and chic. Camille Rowe I have on here, although she's more to the bohemian free people style end of Parisienne, like the grungier end. I kind of like the more clean end, I guess, for lack of a better word, but I do always think that she looks great. Two female singers that I've always just thought when I go through my Pinterest board, I just have image after image of them. So clearly I am really admiring something about them. The first is Sade, because I have loved her music and vibe and energy for so long, and I just always think she looks so stunning and is a true style icon, just in terms of, you know, the sleek pulled back hair, the beautiful bright lipstick. I feel like she's always in very clean classic looks. And the other one is Jessie Ware. I have loved her since before she got popular, when she was doing, you know, really under the radar work with Disclosure, and she just hadn't really blown up at all yet. I've always thought that she's just like stunning. I don't even really pay attention to her clothing. It's more just like her personal style and her energy. And then I thought I would just like mention this for fun. As I said, I'm not super into like following fashion, so I'm not one to like follow the fashion weeks closely or the couture fashion houses or things like that, but I have followed many of them, like all of the big ones, on Instagram over periods of time, and the only two that are left in my feed, which is a testament to how I feel about their style, are Marchesa and Dior. So to me, they're two fashion houses that just have such, like Marchesa in particular, like if you scroll their Instagram feed, it's just the detailing and the beadwork and the lace. It just makes me want to like overflow with love. I just spent a very long time on that question. Moving on. What can't or won't you wear for whatever reason but want to wear? I thought this was a really interesting question. Erica came up with this one, and the answer is like loose, flowy, billowy, bohemian-esque sort of style. Yeah, the bohemian, like loose, flowy, like goddess sort of like parachute pants. I feel like I just look like twice my size in clothing like that. It like swallows me up. Similarly, because of my proportions, I feel like I have a hard time doing anything that is not an above the knee skirt or dress length, or I can do a maxi. You wouldn't think, but if it's like a tailored maxi, I actually really like that look on me. But anything that hits between the knee and the ankle looks so like dumpy and frumpy on me. It's like ridiculous. Anything cropped, I hate showing my stomach. I wish that I could wear cropped midriff things, but I just am not comfortable doing so, and I wish that I could. White clothing, I love the way that white looks, but I never have good luck with white. Like I can't keep it clean. I feel like the deodorant discolors white clothing. I don't really properly know how to bleach clothing either. I like missed that lesson from, you know, my household or home ec. And I'm not really one to just buy a t-shirt and like only wear, you know, like I feel like some people have the attitude like, oh, it's from Old Navy, I'll just like wear it a couple times and throw it away. Like I don't really want to do that. So yeah, I wish I could wear more white, but I have not good luck with it. Okay, next question. What is your favorite category to buy? So I actually have 3 things on here. Tops, including like fun, like dressy tops like this, I love. I also really like buying sweaters. This is a cashmere crew from Everlane. I love sweaters. I'm like any woman, right? Like I like buying anything that's not like tailored on the bottom, like pants, basically. Pants are so frustrating to buy because my weight like fluctuates throughout the months, and it's like sometimes things feel tight and it's like too triggering, and I'm like, ugh, this like sucks. I don't really like buying pants. I don't really know like many people who do, unless they don't have like body image issues. I love buying shoes. All kinds of shoes. I mean, what woman doesn't? These are J. Crew Dorsey flats for work. These are Cezanne sandals from this season that I've been loving. These are from last year, just some Gladiator sandals. You can see I love a closed heel. Can never get enough of a closed heel. Okay, another random thing. Oh, I love buying silk. I know that probably sounds really pretentious, but this is a silk sleeveless tank from Everlane that I just got. I've had their silk short sleeve silk dress since last year, and I love it. I like buying dresses. This is like another Everlane dress that's just like a really good functional work piece. And then my last sort of random thing in this category is I love buying tights. Like I love skirts and tights or dresses and tights in the winter, and like fun patterned tights. They're like such a fun accessory for me. These, I think some of these are from Target. I have like these black, you can tell like the sort of style I like when they have like a fun sort of see-through pattern. I also think that they're very like subtly understated sexy. Okay, favorite places to shop for clothing. I'm very boring. It's like I don't think you're going to be excited by this at all, but I shop at Everlane a lot just because I love their business model, and I think that they're such good staple pieces like for work. If you work in an office, I just think the quality is really good for the price. I shop a lot on Nordstrom just because it's so convenient, honestly, and they carry so many brands. Like I get a lot of pants from Topshop or things like that. For fun, sort of trendier pieces, Zara, if I just feel like I need some little like wardrobe pick-me-ups. For more work staples, J. Crew and Club Monaco are two of my favorites. And then I have two more like aspirational boutiques I would like to shop more from, Cezanne and Anomie. Okay, the next question was one of mine, just because I'm very, very interested in this. Do you consider color typing or color harmonization as part of your wardrobe styling? If so, what is your color type? For example, warm autumn, cool winter, etc. And what colors do you feel best suit you? So I had this like long, protracted email discussion with one of my friends and viewers, Laura, last year. It was like last fall. And she was the one that turned me on to the idea of color harmonization. There's like, if you Google this sort of thing, there's like lots of ways that you can discern your own color type. So I will link a very useful website down below. It's the Anushka Reese site, who I believe is the author of The Curated Closet. There's a post, Color Analysis Part 1, Finding Your Type. The types go according to the 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter, and then within the season, you can be light, deep, cool, clear, or soft. Now again, this categorization like really varies from site to site. There's all these ways that you can tell just based on your undertones and your coloring, how contrasted your coloring is. So I am a winter. So I'm a mix of clear, deep, and cool winter, which really resonated with me. Winters tend to be neutral to cool undertone with like high contrast basically. So like think fair skin, dark hair. A cool winter or a winter of this variety, they look good in black, white, gray, and then all of the sort of like jewel toned leaning colors like fuchsia or hunter green or indigo. Yeah, like those like very just sort of like deep but cool colors, as opposed to like olive or maroon or things like that. I also look horrible in pastels, which is much more of like a spring color type. So yeah, I won't belabor that more, but I'm very interested in all of that because I definitely have noticed how much more like comfortable and like resonant I feel like certain colors are with me. And that's been something I've really been exploring and considering when I've been purchasing clothing, I guess, over the last year. Okay, 2 more questions. What is the most sentimental or nostalgic item in your wardrobe? Anyone that's been watching me for a while might know what this is, but it is a very, very ratty pair of distressed combat boots that I have had since about 2011. I have had them resoled, I believe, twice now. I have also had them repaired. They have been getting like all messed up. I truthfully don't know how much longer I can wear them, but I love these. I got these in Rome when I was on a European vacation with my sister. It was like the trip of a lifetime, super memorable, super pivotal, and these just make me happy. I wanted to mention my Sir Alistair Ray or Rye, I've never known how to pronounce it, scarf. I bought this in 2007, right when I got to graduate school, and it was like, these were not cheap. It was like $120, I remember, and I was just like a poor graduate student, and I remember splurging on it, and it's made me like happy ever since. I feel like the sentimental items all represent like obviously like a time in my life, and it makes me think of those things. And we didn't intentionally include accessories in this, but I want to like mention these really quickly. So I guess it is like an aspect of fashion. These are two Ferragamo wallets. I have no idea if they're authentic or not. This one might be, I highly doubt this one is. My mom had thrifted this one and I saw her using it. This was years and years ago. I liked it. And my mom, like, whenever she sees my sister and I like liking something that she has, like the day after, she'll just give it to us. It's like very sweet and thoughtful. I used this as my like main wallet for a very long time. I had it restitched around the edge so many times. As you can tell, I really like to like wear things into the ground. In fact, I like when things look like they're falling apart. It's like a weird aesthetic thing I have. I just like the feeling of things being very worn in. And so for my birthday this year, my mom got me this one, which I think is beautiful. And like literally right then and there, I was like, perfect. Like I have been needing a new wallet. So now I use this one. And it's very sentimental and sweet to me. I think she probably got this on eBay. She didn't tell me. I really like it. I love this style of wallet. I do not like zippered wallets, but I really like this like shape. I'm very particular, as you can tell, with things like this. Okay, last question. What are your thoughts on fast fashion, sustainable textiles, and capsule approaches to fashion? This was my question, and I put it on here primarily because I wanted to hear Erica's thoughts on this. I pretty much do a capsule wardrobe. I mean, I'm not like, I've never actually like done the whole process and counted all the items in my wardrobe. I mean, but for all intents and purposes, I consider it to be like capsule-esque, I guess. It's very like edited and minimal and like basic. Sometimes I get like pretty bored with it, to be honest. So, and I've been doing an aspiring capsule for, I guess, the past like year and a half. It's been like a slow progression. The only downside to it, I would say, is that it can get sort of boring. And the thing, I mean, that's another video for itself, actually, because I don't want to keep like rambling on this one. I'm going to make a separate video on my thoughts on capsule wardrobes, even though I haven't like really done a very strict one. But that's quite a nuanced discussion with a lot to it. Fast fashion, sustainable textiles. In a nutshell, I mean, I will still succumb to fast fashion like Zara. I don't know, is J. Crew considered fast fashion? I don't know. I guess I think more of like Forever 21, Zara, and places like that as being fast fashion. So I try and limit it, but sometimes it's like, okay, like I really can't justify spending like hundreds of dollars on something that's like I'm not going to get a lot of utility or wear out of. So it's a balance. I'm definitely mindful of it, and I'm trying to build a wardrobe that has enough like interest and variation that's composed of high quality pieces, but it's not something that you can really do overnight. In terms of sustainable textiles, I mean, it's just so much more expensive to create a wardrobe that's based around that. So I mean, like if money were no object and also time were no object, then, and I had like everything at my disposal to create like my perfect wardrobe, yes, like I would like it to be from like ethical clothing companies that use like fair labor and fair materials sourcing. Oh, there's actually one brand I want to mention really quickly because of my tights, Wolford tights. I've really been lusting a pair of them. They're like $50+ for one pair of tights, but I might splurge sometime this fall. They have like a whole piece on their website about the sustainability of the materials that they use. So, I mean, these companies are out there, but it's definitely a luxury of time and money to build a wardrobe that, you know, takes all of that into consideration regularly. I mean, I think for all of us, we're just sort of doing the best we can with where we're at. So I think that that's it. Oh, I pulled so much stuff. This is gonna be such a pain to put away. But I'll end with showing you these J. Crew, the actual name of them, Dorsey kitten heels. I don't really consider that a kitten heel. It's like a 2.5-inch heel. I have worn these a couple of times. I did have them rubber soled by my cobbler in Boston, who I really, really like. By the way, if any of you living in Boston need a cobbler, a friend of mine who used to work at Gucci and Valentino directed all of their customers to this cobbler, and he is, oh my god, now I'm blanking. I know exactly where the building is. It's like at the corner of Arlington and like Stewart Street. I'll put the address down below. It's by like the Arlington Tea Stop. These, because I wanted to show them when I was talking about how much I enjoy buying shoes. These are like basically a lower end version of the Manolo Blahniks that I've always wanted, which I think Erica actually has the Manolos in this color. I've seen her wear them and they're absolutely stunning. The Manolos have a much higher heel, I believe, but they're very similar. This is like a pretty nice dupe, to be honest. So that is it. This video is very long because I can never be concise. I will look forward to seeing you guys again in my next video. Make sure you go check out Erica's video. Let me know anything you would like in the comments, any feedback on this, any style or fashion suggestions you have, and I'll see you guys really soon. Bye.